My dear students, students of class 12, I hope that all of you are very well and spirited one, and your academic progress is very smoothly running in spite of the COVID situation. Anyway, in my previous classes, I gave you detailed introduction about various sonnet forms as well as Shakespeare's contribution to the sonnets. Not only that, I also gave you all the introductory details about the sonnet sequences and Shakespeare's sonnet sequences. Sonnet number 18, I told you, one of the 154 sonnets in which Shakespeare deals with the theme of conflict between the ravages of time, between the destruction or destructivity of time, and the transcendental power of poetry or art. Poetry in specific, art in general. I hope that from my previous classes about the sonnets, you have already grasped the basic differences between Shakespearean sonnets and the Petrarchan or Italian sonnets. Not only are the Shakespearean sonnets different from Petrarchan sonnets stylistically or from the perspective of stanza pattern, but from thematically. A triangle affair. Shakespeare deals with triangle affair, that is his love for the fair friend as well as his love for the dark lady. Shakespeare loves the fair friend whom he wishes to make immortal through poetry, as well as his love for the dark lady and the fair friend's attraction for the dark lady. And therefore, the thematic issue of Shakespeare's sonnets is much more complex than the previous sonnets of the sonneteers, both Spenserian as well as of Petrarchan. Anyway, today I will read every line by line and stanza wise, one quatrain, and I will give you a detailed analysis, thematic analysis, so that you can grasp the meaning of the sonnet. Now follow your textbook carefully so that you can follow me and grasp my interpretation and analysis. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? The sonneteer Shakespeare, the poet Shakespeare, begins with a question. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? We know that every lover begins his sonnet or compares his beloved or fair friend to any beautiful things, and a summer day is very pleasing and beautiful to the Britishers. In England, summer day is very pleasing one, is very beautiful one. But yet, Shakespeare, the sonneteer, begins with an interrogation. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? And this interrogation, this question mark makes us thoughtful. Why does the sonneteer begin with a question? Whereas every lover, every friend tries to describe his beloved's beauty or friend's beauty with summer season, then why does Shakespeare make a question? Is that his fair friend is not so beautiful? What is the reason? Why does Shakespeare halt before comparing the beauty of the fair friend to a summer's day? What is the reason? What are the possible reasons? Is the fair friend not so beautiful? Is the fair friend not so much pleasing as the summer's day? Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Anyway, the poet quickly answers his own inquiry. That means he was making a question to himself. His friend is so much beautiful, his friend is so much pleasing, that he is to think again and again, is the comparison with summer season appropriate? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. He gives the answer in one sentence. Thou art more lovely and more temperate. That means you are more beautiful, you are more pleasing. Not only that, you are more temperate. That means you are more durable. The summer season in England is not so durable, is not so enduring. The summer season is very short-lived in England. And the summer days are beautiful. Of course they are pleasing, but they are short-lived. They are transient. And therefore, they are not so enduring. But the beauty of his fair friend Mr. W.H. is much more beautiful, much more temperate. Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Lovely means beautiful, temperate means durable, having temper. But there is another meaning of temperate. That means temperamental, more mild. Double meaning is there, and it is called pun. More temperate, having temper, as well as more temperate, that means more mild. Thus, in the second line, Shakespeare gives answer why he was questioning himself before writing the lines, before comparing his fair friend's beauty with a summer's day. And we got the answer that the beauty of the fair friend is much more lovely, much more mild and durable, enduring. But Shakespeare does not stop here. Shakespeare goes on comparing the fair friend's beauty with the beauty of the summer season, and comes to the conclusion that the beauty of the fair friend is far better than the summer season. Here, Shakespeare utilizes an entire season. Shakespeare evokes the beauty of entire season to depict the beauty of his fair friend, and at last negates it. At first he evokes the beauty and pleasingness of the entire season, summer season, and at last negates it and emphasizes that his friend is much more beautiful, much more pleasant. And it is very unique in this sonnet. What are the faults of summer season? Summer season may be pleasing, Summer season may be beautiful, but it has its own shortcomings. What are the shortcomings? What are the faults? Rough winds do shake the darling birds of May. That means in the month of May, there may be so much beautiful birds, so much beautiful buds of flowers, darling birds. But they are sometimes destroyed. Those beautiful buds, those beautiful budding flowers are sometimes destroyed, are sometimes spoiled by the rough winds, storms. That means storm may come and spoil the beauty of the darling birds of the May month. That means overall, summer's beauty may be spoiled, may be destroyed by rough winds or storm. Rough winds do shake the darling birds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. If summer's beauty is not spoiled by storm, it is short-lived. Every year, summer's beauty may not be spoiled. It may be that particular year, summer's beauty may not be spoiled, or storms may not come. But it is very short-lived one. Summer's lease hath all too short a date. That means lease. Mark the use of the word lease. Lease is a commercial term. Generally, the businessmen or various companies take a lease. Take a lease for a particular house or a particular room or particular space. Shakespeare here uses a commercial term lease. That means it has a fixity of time. And after that fixity, that particular company may not be there. He uses such a rigorous commercial term for a natural scenery, that is summer. That means summer season may be beautiful, summer season may be pleasing, but it has its own fixity, spatial fixity, temporal fixity. Temporal fixity means it has a fixed period of time. After a period of time, summer season vanishes. Summer season is ended. But your beauty, that means the beauty of the fair friend, does not end with a particular period of time, will not end with a particular period of time. And therefore, Shakespeare is thinking again and again, will he compare him to a summer's day? Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Today's class is about or up to this first quatrain. Thank you.